in the earlier exercise, we had subclassed the view in order to draw onto the canvas. Now, we're going to look at another option for drawing onto the canvas using a surface view. The surface view, as we see, is a special subclass of the view class. But the surface view provides us with a dedicated drawing surface. We can update the canvas in a background thread, and once we are completed with the updating, then we post the update to the view, and the viewer hierarchy will be updated at that point. Now, what this buys us is the flexibility of carrying out complex updates to the canvas at our leisure. And once the update is complete, then of course the UI can be updated at that point. So the secondary thread is required for doing this. So all the updates will be carried out on a secondary thread instead of the main UI thread of our application. So using the secondary thread, we can carry out our work at our leisure. How do we go about implementing this in practice? To do this, we will now extend the surface view class rather than the view class as we did before. We also need to implement the surface holder callback methods. Now, the callback methods that are required to be implemented are 3 in number: surface created, surface changed, and surface destroyed. Each of these will be called by the Android framework under different circumstances. As you would expect, the surface created will be called when the surface is ready to be drawn, and you can begin drawing at this point. When the surface changed is called, it is informing your application saying that there has been a change to the surface configuration, and maybe you need to adjust the way you're drawing items onto the screen. The surface destroyed will be called if your activity is exited, and at that point you no longer have the surface available for you to update. So that's a point for you to shut down your threads and then cease any updates to the canvas. So the surface object, you can get hold of that by using the surface holder. And the way you get hold of the surface holder is by calling this getHolder method in your class. So when you call this, then you can use the holder in order to inform the Android framework about the fact that this class is implementing all the callback methods. And the class should implement all the 3 callback methods, as we saw with the example earlier. Now, in addition, we are required to create a secondary thread. So you need to declare a thread and then write all the parts of the code in the thread. In particular, you need to implement the run method for the thread. And in the run method, you're going to carry out the updates to the canvas. So inside the thread, you get hold of the canvas by calling the surface holder lock canvas method. At that point, you have access to the canvas, and then once you complete the modifications to the canvas, then you will unlock the canvas and then post it. So at this point, the view hierarchy will be updated with the new canvas. So now we move off to our next exercise, where we are going to extend the shooting game with some background music being played. For this, we are going to take the help of the media player class, where we are going to initialize the player and then control the playback of the music depending on whether your app is currently occupying the screen or not. In addition, we have a button in the menu items in the toolbar, which allows you to turn on or turn off the background music as and when required.